my and then my best present I got this afternoon.
Yeah? What's your best present?
Do you want to see it?
Yes?
Hey everybody, this is something that is really out of my comfort zone, but something that I feel I need to talk about. So yeah, here we go. Breast milk, bags under my eyes, life right now as a new mom that I am so grateful that I get to have, because a lot of you know that Dan and I struggled with infertility, and we had to do IVF to have our sweet Hadley girl. And this week is National Infertility Awareness Week, and it's something that I have grown very passionate about, feel very strongly about, and I just felt like I needed to come on here and share our journey and all the things that we went through. I've posted about IVF a couple times on Instagram, and I've had so many people reach out to me, respond to me, send me a DM, and it's just shocking to me how many people have experienced to a certain degree what we went through. So I just feel like it's something that I need to talk about. There's such a stigma around infertility, and we need to break that stigma. 1 in 8, I'm 1 in 8. 1 in 8 women, 1 in 8 couples will struggle with some sort of infertility, and we struggled with it with Leighton, and then secondary infertility with Hadley. So we've kind of experienced two different realms, but the biggest thing that I've learned about infertility is that it's not a one-word-fits-all situation. There's so many different levels and layers and stories, diagnosis, misdiagnosis, undiagnosed. You know, ours was unexplained infertility, so it's not a one-word-fits-all. Dan and I are going to be posting, well, mostly I'm going to be posting, but I'm hoping that Dan will come on here and talk too from the guy's perspective, because I think a lot of times when we talk about infertility, it's all from the women's side of things, and you know, it's really a struggle, and it's painful for our guys in our lives too. So just a heads up, we're gonna talk about our journey, and hopefully if it brings some hope or comfort or just, you know, commiseration for those of you out there that are going through it. Yeah, it's I see you, I hear you, it's tough. So you know, if this can just help somebody, then, you know, I've done my job.
Yeah, make it move, Kai. What you doing there? Oh, look. You're not getting it.
A great day. I got some awesome presents.
Yeah, what's the best present you got?
What's the best present?
I got him some Lulu stuff.
My best present I got this afternoon.
Yeah? What's your best present?
Do you want to see it?
Yes? Very happy. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Congratulations. Oh my God.
Can you believe it?
Yes, we can.
Hey guys, I'm back, and I got my husband Dan on here
everyone.
to kind of share his side of the story and his perspective. Those of you, again, going through it, I see you and I feel you and I hear you, so hopefully, again, this
and for the guys out there, I feel you too.
So hopefully, like we said, these videos maybe just shed a little bit of light on our experience and provide some hope for those of you that are kind of in the middle of it. We kind of wanted to talk about our experience with Layton today, because what we went through with Layton, or what we went through to have Layton and what we went through to have Hadley, were two totally different realms. And like I talked about in the last video, you know, infertility.
Both infertility, but yeah, different ways of getting there.
Infertility is just it's not a one word fits all situation. So we tried for
about a year and a half
to have Layton, and you know, negative test after negative test, and it was so frustrating, and it was sad, and it was emotional, and it was at a time in our lives where you know, a lot of our friends were starting to get pregnant and have kids, so that was really hard. I think like once a month we saw a new Facebook announcement of somebody was pregnant, and we, you know, would get invited to these baby showers, and there was a lot of fake smiles and genuine excitement and happiness for our friends, but also this silent
of when's it going to be us?
Yeah, this silent struggle and painful struggle of when's it going to be us. And yeah, month after month getting those negative pregnancy tests was really hard. And I, as you guys know, am the emotional one, so there were a lot of tears on my end, and you know, Dan was my biggest cheerleader, but
and that's the hard thing for, I guess, for the guys. You know, I don't want to say we got in arguments about it, but there was times when she would get, you know, really emotional, and she just wanted me to be sad with her rather than being the cheerleader. You know, and to the guys out there, I know it because I went through it, but you know, you feel just as bad and just as sad, but maybe you don't want to show that emotion, and you're trying to be strong, and you want to be that rock for your girlfriend, fiance, wife. You know, but there are times when they want you to be sad with them. So don't hold it in. It builds up, it stresses, it's a big weight on your shoulders. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I mean, Dan was so good at, you know, just telling me like, hey, it's going to happen. It's going to be our turn. You know, we just have to wait. But yeah, there were definitely months where I'm just like, oh, I just want you to be sad with me. I want you to be mad. I want you to say like, this sucks, babe. Like, this sucks. And so yeah, there was kind of always this ebb and flow of like, he was super supportive, he was my cheerleader, but also like, I just needed him to be in the trenches with me too.
Which I was.
Yeah. So, so we tried for about a year and a half naturally, and just wasn't working. So we started exploring treatment at a fertility clinic in Michigan, which is where we lived at the time. We kind of did like the prerequisite checklist of, you know, checking out my body to make sure there wasn't anything wrong with my ovaries or my fallopian tubes. They checked out.
And that was a good 6 months of procedure, of paperwork, doing checks, getting everything in order, because we were also moving to Tennessee during all this, which was another added stress.
Yeah, and so much of like fertility stuff is based on the women's cycle. So, you know, there's weeks and days, and you got to calculate, and we can't do this until, you know, you're ovulating. So it's a lot of like, hurry up and wait. Like, oh, we're going to do this next thing, but we have to wait until, you know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it was.
And to what Kylie just mentioned there with the whole, you know, you have to wait a month, and it's all timetabled and scheduled, and
takes the fun out of it.
It does. It you know, as soon as you start losing the fun out of it, stop, have a break, reset. You know, we did that a few times, you know, because we know it's science, but when it's hey, come upstairs, it's that time, and it happens every month for 6 months.
When you have to text your husband that it's time to, you know, go do that.
You know, it does take the fun out of it. So just go at your own pace.
As hard as it is to say.
As hard as it is to say, let's have a month off and just, you know, enjoy it and see what happens and get back to being us.
That's
it is
ultimately
it's a huge help.
how we got pregnant.
Yeah.
With Leighton.
That's the end story.
Yeah. So we moved to Tennessee. We got hooked up with Nashville Fertility Clinic, our fertility center in downtown Nashville. And at the time, they didn't have a location in Murfreesboro. We're about 40 minutes outside of Nashville. So we were driving into the city a lot, and we got hooked up with them. Kind of had to do a couple of the prereq things, but then we moved pretty quickly into doing IUIs. And an IUI, for those of you that don't know, is called an intrauterine insemination. And so they take Dan's sperm, and they would get the Michael Phelps swimmers, strong ones, and get it all cleaned up and good to go. And then they would wait till I was ovulating. Sometimes I would take medication to help calculate that, or to get the egg count higher. And then they would insert the I just lost my train of thought. Oh, they would insert the semen with a catheter and like get it as close to the egg as possible, and hope that they would do their job. And we did that 4 times.
And for those of you guys out there that have to do this, yes, it is as embarrassing as you think it is.
They all know what you're there
going
for.
into a room, and they all know what you're there for, and they probably time you to see how long you're in there for. That it goes through your head of, do I go out now, or do I wait a good 3-4 minutes? So yeah, there's some embarrassing things that you'll go through, but it's all worth it in the end.
You just have to.
You have to laugh.
You have to laugh at a certain point, because none of it is.
I remember
like,
coming out, and we got our bill for the very first time that I did it. And
pretty expensive.
I said that was probably the most expensive time that's ever happened for me.
So yeah, we did that 4 times, so over a span of, I think, like 6 months, we tried that, and it just they didn't work for us. And so again, that emotion of like, okay, this is it, it's gonna work, it's nothing in fertility is a guarantee, but we would wait that 2-week waiting period afterward to take a pregnancy test. And again, getting those negative results were just devastating. And then you have to get up and go to work the next day. And it's just...
And then that's when they pointed us down it's time for IVF.
Yeah. And IVF is in vitro fertilization. And at the time, I was 26 and you were early 30s, and we were just like, why do we have to do this? We're young, we're fit, we're healthy, like there aren't any glaring things that were wrong with either of us. And so the unexplained infertility, I think, was super frustrating.
So then the other option before IVF was for Kylie to go and the other option was for you to go and do a laparoscopy.
To
see if she had endometriosis, or if there was any goalkeepers in there stopping me getting through.
Yeah, so basically at that point we had 2 options. It was go to IVF, which is super expensive and it's super invasive in your on your body, and I just wasn't quite ready to do that. So they said there's a possibility you might have endometriosis. We can't see that on a scan or anything like that. We have to go in and do a surgery, a laparoscopy. So
we said
we chose that route. It was an inpatient procedure. They used a camera through my belly button, which is crazy, to go in there and look at everything. And they didn't find any endometriosis, but they found lots of scar tissue, which is really weird. So Dan always jokes and is like, you just needed your cobwebs
They were the cobwebs cleaning out she needed.
So we had that, or I had that surgery. Like I said, it was pretty minimally invasive. I think I was out of work for a day or 2, and then
they talked about going back and doing IUIs again.
But like Dan said, at that point we were just like exhausted with all the appointments and the medicine and the money. Again, it's really expensive, and so we said, you know what, we're just gonna put a pause on everything.
We're gonna have 3 months
of back to us.
Yeah.
Back to just,
back to normal.
Back
to no text messages of it's time.
Yeah. We didn't calculate anything. We didn't look at calendars. We didn't take ovulation tests. We were going into summertime, so we were just kind of like, you know what, let's put this on the back burner. We need a restart, a refresh. We were exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically,
and then
financially. And then
3 months later.
Yeah.
Oh. Good timing.
3 months later, I got up really early one morning, had to go to the bathroom, and was like, I'm just gonna take a pregnancy
It was
test.
6 a.m. in the morning. She was going to school.
Yeah.
I was in bed, and I just heard a scream.
Yeah, and it was positive. I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked. I thought for sure we missed the window. I was trying to think back to, you know, when we had tried, and I was like, there's no way. And then
So then at this point, guys, this is where you get told to drive to the closest store and get one of every brand pregnancy test to make sure that it's legit.
The pregnancy test that we use was from the dollar store. When you're going through infertility and you trying 8 million different pregnancy tests, that's the way to go, because those things are expensive. So it was a dollar store pregnancy
apparently they
test.
work.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, we gotta go get more. And so we bought one that had like the smiley face, the one with the plus sign, the one that says you're pregnant.
The ones that contradict each other, so then you think you're not pregnant, but you are pregnant.
So then, yeah, that was at like 7 a.m. We got home, and Dan's like watching me in the bathroom. I'm like, can you just let me,
come on,
pee.
I was like, drink more water.
Yeah, so they were all positive, and we were floored. We were shocked.
And now we have a 5-year-old little boy.
Yeah, now we have our 5-year-old Leighton, and got to hear his heartbeat for the very first time
on my birthday.
On Dan's birthday. I can never top that birthday present again.
That's gonna be tough.
So like we said, it's been a journey. It's been a process. With infertility, like we said, there's so many different layers and levels, and
if you guys have questions, let us know, and we're gonna continue doing this, and we're gonna do another one for the journey of Hadley, and we'll probably do that in the next week, same time next week.
Or this week, because it's National Infertility Awareness Week, and that's why we wanted to do them.
Maybe we'll do it this week.
So again, just hopefully we're not oversharing, but we just felt like it was something that we needed to talk about, and like we said, it's something that I've become very passionate about, and the more that we've talked about our experience and opened up with people, it's just been amazing to us, like how many people at some level have gone through what we've gone through. And initially, when we were going through it with Leighton, we didn't talk about it. We didn't share. We didn't talk about it with our friends and our families.
We walked into the fertility center and saw 2 friends of ours.
That were going through it, and that sparked a whole nother conversation. So it's just something that I think needs to be talked about. There is such a stigma around it, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just it's that 1 in 8, and so again, hopefully if our journey, if our story can give somebody out there a little bit of hope, then that's what we're here for. So we will see you guys soon.
Love you all, guys. See you soon.
Bye.